Okay. So the difference between dharana and dhyana, we saw that how learning of any language or even the skills we have in our, even say cooking skill, any skill, initially there are a lot of efforts involved. Same way in dharana, mind has to be brought in again and again on the desired object, and gradually the mind acquires this ability for remaining focused for a long time, and there's a ease automatically as if it is happening. Now that is why the difference has been described by way of the flow of water is dharana and flow of oil is dhyana. So dhyana is, continuously the same perception, the same vritti, the same pratyay is continuously going on. So if, for example, if we are holding our attention on the flame of a lamp, then every moment that flame only remains in the perception. Nothing else comes in. When this happens with ease, continuously we are able to hold on, then that is dhyana. Now this dhyana, as I told you, it also enhances our skills. It brings about a lot of changes in the body, in the mind, in our entire physiology and psychology. The ability of the mind to focus and understand, it changes completely. This reminds me of one example. The Japanese art of archery. I was reading this book by Eugen Herigel. He was a German psychologist who had learned archery in Japan from a very great master, Kenjo Awa, or Awa Kenjo. So he was a great archer, and then in that he describes the process of learning and becoming a master. And in that process of learning, what was involved is thousands of times, drawing the bow, throwing the arrows, shooting the arrow, it was involved. So when I was thinking about this dharana and dhyana and how to describe the difference, suddenly that example came to my mind. That master was so great. Now Eugene Herriwell has described that what kind of efforts, what kind of frustrations were there when he started learning, and he was not succeeding. And no matter what he did, his teacher was never satisfied. His teacher went on instructing him, keep on doing it, keep on doing it. And a stage came when he succeeded. But that stage came after a very great effort and long period of effort. And then this Eugen Herrigal describes his master, Kenjo Awa. He says, once I saw that he was able to even, hit the target with his bows and arrows without even looking at the objects. And even when there was a total darkness, then also he was able to hit the targets. So that is how I can understand that initial the efforts are there, but in dhyana, the effortlessness comes. And one develops that kind of skill where he has become master. So it's a big leap from the ordinary state of mind to a very good state of mind, a stable state of mind. And then this dhyana only gets converted into samadhi, which is the third sutra. So that we'll be discussing later on. But right now, here we have to understand that normally nowadays people are very casual about dhyana. क्या करते हैं? Meditation करता हूँ. They hardly understand, the significance of continuous effort, selecting the object and being at it. It is very frustrating sometimes. It is very fruitful when done for a long duration. The people who are at it, maybe it takes years together to really master certain art. Like, I remember another example of one Tai Chi master. He was asked, where he was practicing for last 60 years. And at the end of, that 60 years, somebody asked him, now you must have really become master. So he said, no, I'm not a master still, but I got some glimpse into it. I'm understanding it. So that is the kind of effort which is required in dharana and dhyana. ये जो योगी लोग जो है वो सब कुछ छोड़ छाड़ के सब बाकी के जितने अट्रैक्शंस है, जितने भी बहुत सारे वीकनेसेस हैं हमारे मन को इधर उधर भगाने वाले, उनको दूर करते हैं। यम नियम आसन प्राणायाम के द्वारा डिसिप्लिन लाते हैं, शरीर में डिसिप्लिन लाते हैं, मन में। और उसके बाद में जब वो फिक्सिटी आती है, उसके बाद जब ध्यान लगता है, दैट ध्यान और दैट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इज द रियल योगिक कॉन्सेंट्रेशन. Ordinary concentration is, as I told you last time, we all have got very good concentration in all those objects in which we are interested. हमको जो अच्छा लगता है उसमें हम concentrate आसानी से कर सकते हैं, खेलने में, बच्चों के साथ, अपने जो अपने प्रिय लोग हैं उनके साथ. But any object which is selected from the point of view of spiritual development, या हमारा गुरु हमको देता है, कोई जाप हमको देता है गुरु, इसमें जब जब करो, वो नहीं जमता है हमको. हर 2 मिनट के बाद में मन भागता है इधर उधर. और ये मन भागना जो है उसको रोक के फिक्सिटी में लाना, उसको धारणा की स्थिति में लाना, और धारणा से उसको ध्यान की स्थिति में ले जाना, ये बहुत बड़ा हरक्यूलियन टास्क है. हर कोई इसमें सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो सकता है. इसीलिए शायद पतंजलि ने हम लोगों को बिल्कुल अलग अलग करके दिया है. अंतरंग को बाहर कर दिया उसने, और बहिरंग को चैप्टर 2 में खत्म किया. उसके बाद में अंतरंग के लिए इट इज टोटली डिफरेंट अप्रोच ऑल टुगेदर. So normally when we lightly say कि ध्यान करता हूँ, तो are we really understanding the significance of dhyana? And we know that, you know, in all the system, be it Zen, Buddhism or Hinduism, when we talk about meditation, they are very difficult things to be done. Very difficult to really, you know, fix our minds in the manner these yogis are able to do. This is what we have to understand. So if there are any questions.
Sir, could you please repeat the matras calculation which you mentioned about one matra is equal to one breath, and
Yeah,
then 20 matras.
See, how many times a person breathes in a minute? Healthy person. Healthy, normal individual, not yoga student.
15 to 18.
15 to 18 or 14 to 16, 14 to 18. So let us say average ordinary individual breathes in, breathes out 15 times in a minute. So 15 minutes, 60 seconds divided by 15 comes to what? 4 seconds. So that means he is breathing in, breathing out for 4 seconds, right? So what is pranayam? Pranayam is the minimum unit of pranayam is when we are, now this 4 second is one matra. It is taken as one matra. तो ऐसी 12 मात्राओं तक अगर मन एकाग्र हो जाए, हमारा मन 12 मात्राओं तक, मतलब कितने सेकंड हो गए? 48 सेकंड. 12 into 4, मिनिमम 12 मात्रा होनी चाहिए. तो 12 मात्रा इंटू 4, 48 सेकेंड जब माइंड टोटली कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड है, तो वो 1 यूनिट हो गई प्राणायाम की. इस ढंग से प्राणायाम करना. और ये जो है, ये लोएस्ट क्वालिटी का प्राणायाम है. इसको निम्न दर्जे का प्राणायाम बोलते हैं. उसके बाद में मध्य है, फिर उसके बाद में उच्च कोटि का प्राणायाम. तो लोएस्ट काइंड ऑफ प्राणायाम में हम लोगों को 48 सेकेंड तक हमारा माइंड स्थिर होना चाहिए, तब उसको बोलेंगे एक प्राणायाम हुआ. ऐसे 12 प्राणायाम लगातार करेंगे बिना डिस्टर्ब के, तो 1 यूनिट ऑफ धारणा हो जाएगी. तो अब ये आप कैलकुलेट कर लो, 48 into 12, और फिर जो भी आएगा उसको अगेन मल्टीप्लाई बाय 12. That many seconds, that many minutes, if the mind is focused and concentrated without any distraction, without any disturbance, then that will constitute 1 unit of dharana. 12 such units of dharana will constitute 1 dhyana. So it is a very interesting calculation. I leave it to you. Do the calculation and find out. It is interesting.
Thank you, sir.
But sir, any more questions?
So, sir, just building on to that question, if one has to improve the quality of the pranayam that one is doing, even if it's nimna darje ka pranayam, the effort should be to get to that dharna level, right? I mean, that 9.
Yeah,
What about-
always, always. That should be the aim for a yoga student. He should aim towards dharana, which is a higher concentration than even pranayam concentration. But pranayam also has to be done in a manner where one is completely relaxed, one is totally focused and committed, and that is also regularly practiced for a long time. Then gradually one can graduate and one can go into the dharana aspect.
So when you're doing the pranayam, you're not focusing on the meditative aspect, right?
No, it doesn't matter.
Huh.
Because there also some object is there. Without object, pranayam also cannot be done. So either we are focusing on the abdominal area, some chakra is there, or hridaya chakra is there, or top of the head is there, or tip of the tongue is there, or tip of the nose is there, or the breath itself, counting itself is there. Now you see, it doesn't matter. Our minds are little strange. If the mind acquires to be remain focused on one aspect of anything for a long time, then that same capacity is available for other things also. So if you have been able to concentrate on particular object for half an hour, then that half an hour is available as a capacity to be applied in any direction. Later on we will see when we are talking about sanyama. Sanyama, once we have acquired, it is like a technology. We have acquired an instrument. We have perfected an instrument which can be directed in any direction, and whatever is available is, whatever is there, it will be available to the mind for knowledge.
So if one is doing pranayam 1,
Yeah,
so if you're doing, say, 10 counts, for example, 10 inhalations and 10 exhalations.
yeah,
So the focus is on the count, the concentration is on the count, and that is
Yeah.
also okay, is what
that
you're
is also okay. Yes,
So for
that is
Shunya,
also
you
okay.
suspend, once you
Huh.
suspend the number of counts that you take,
Yes,
focusing on that, and that is also concentration.
that is all, because you will find this idea of focusing on the breath is worldwide prevalent.
Mhm.
In many major systems of the world, this breathing is the very important aspect on which focus is carried out. So in Buddhism, several techniques are there. Even when we talk about anapanasati samadhi is nothing but focusing on the breath. Same way when we talk about Zen meditation, which is another branch of Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, largely practiced in China and in Japan. So in Zen meditation also, the breathing plays a very, very crucial role. And one is constantly aware of the breath.
So, so that calculation that you gave, it came to 48 seconds for that 15,
Yeah.
this thing. So for example, if I'm doing pranayam 1 and if I'm having 15 breaths a minute, then my effort has to be to do 24 seconds inhalation and 24 seconds exhalation to get to a 48, right?
Yeah. It will translate to that.
And similarly for Shunya, similarly for Kumbhak,
Yeah.
I'll need to be at least at that level so that I can qualify to have 1 unit of dharma.
But then there's a warning. Pranayam should not be overdone and pranayam should not be forced.
Huh.
A regular practice will gradually, it is connected to the sattva present in the body. When we are practicing these kind of practices, then the sattva increases in the body, sattva increases in the mind, and even our muscular system changes in many ways. And then one is, in one go, one is able to really focus for a very long time and one can stop the breath. So it will not only be the 24 seconds of inhalation and 24 seconds of exhalation, but it will also be including the stoppage of the breath. Either way, it could be kumbhak or it could be shunya. Yeah. But then that has to be done with a sattvic frame of mind, sattvic body. And only when regular practices are done, that's why purification is very necessary. See, yamas and niyamas are able to bring lot of purification at the mental level as well as the physical level. Shaucha, for example, Shaucha brings about lot of physical purity. And the more body is physically pure, the better concentration body has. And better holding capacity the body develops. So it has to be done very gradually and slowly. It should not be forced. Otherwise, it can create problem. Pranayam is like a wild tiger. वो वाइल्ड टाइगर को हम लोग टेम कैसे करते हैं? ऐसे ही उसको टेम करना पड़ता है। अगर उसको जबरदस्ती करने जाएंगे तो अपने को खा जाता है। तो अपेरेंटली थोड़ा सिंपल लगता है प्राणायाम, लेकिन प्राणायाम बहुत डेंजरस प्रैक्टिस भी है। अगर अति करेंगे, अगर सही ढंग से नहीं करेंगे तो इट कैन हार्म अलॉट, सो वन हैज टू बी कॉशियस।
So if you extend this to Sukhasana, for example, where there is no control of breath or regulation of breath, in that case, is there any guidance on what is this thing that will qualify for 1 unit of dharana or something?
See, in Sukhasana, for example, when we are doing Sukhasana, there also breath awareness is there. We are not doing pranayam. We are not doing pranayam there, but breath awareness is, because breath cannot stop. As long as we are living, the breath will go on. It could be slow or it could be fast. So maintaining awareness of the breath. So for example, we are doing Sukhasana. So in that it is suggested that you maintain breath awareness. So how we maintain breath awareness? We are inhaling. So I am aware that I am inhaling. Inhalation has stopped. I am aware. I am exhaling. I am aware. Exhalation stops. I am aware. Now I am inhaling. I am aware. Now inhalation has stopped. I am aware. So this awareness has to be there. And if this awareness can be there for say 48 seconds or 1 minute, gradually it can. There are people who can, take 60 rounds of breath without break of mental awareness, without break of concentration.
So the idea should be to get pranayam 1 into Sukhasana in a way, right? I mean,
No, because the moment we say pranayam, there will be effort involved in breathing.
Right.
प्राणायाम का अर्थ ही है प्राण का आयाम, प्राण को रेगुलेट करना। प्राणायाम का अर्थ ही है प्राण को रेगुलेट करने का अर्थ है प्राणायाम। लेकिन अब जब सुखासन की बात करते हैं तो सुखासन में हमको सजेशन क्या दिया है? जस्ट मेंटेन अवेयरनेस ऑफ द ब्रेथ। सो इफ यू कैन मेंटेन अवेयरनेस ऑफ ब्रेथ, दैट अवेयरनेस इटसेल्फ इज द फोकस।
Right.
So that difference is there.
Thank you.
That difference is there.
Ajay bhai had a question, I think.
हाँ, बोलो अजय।
Yeah, Ajay ji.
See, we are talking about the 7th and the 8th step in the Ashtanga Yoga. And after 41 years of continuous association with it,
Ajay bhai, not audible, Ajay bhai.
Ajay, type in the chat. Ajay is outstation, so his net is not good. Ajay, type the question in the chat.
techniques and this and that.
अजय नहीं सुनाई दे रहा है।
I am the Yama of. Hello, अभी आ रही है आवाज?
हाँ, अभी आ रही है।
निकल गए आई थिंक, बिकॉज इनका नेट स्टेबल नहीं है ना।
Yeah. Maybe the next time we can take.
हेलो,
हाँ,
अभी आ रही है आवाज?
हाँ, अभी आ रही है। बोल।
अभी आ रही है?
हाँ, बोल।
What I was saying is we are talking about the 7th and the 8th step of Ashtanga Yoga.
हाँ,
And after 41 years of association with the institute and doing a lot of techniques and routines and this and that, I am still on the first step, Yama, the first sub-step, Ahimsa. And I am beginning to realize that my own little efforts, whatever I'm doing, is not really going to help me. It's God alone who's going to help me. So lately, I've been a little regular in my prayers and telling him that you will have to take over and you will have to help me out. Because I think it's only His grace that is going to really help me, because that deep interest also is not there. Deep interest, like, I don't know whether Priyam will agree. Once Sharad asked Dr. Sab how to make that little flame which is there to make it big. I mean to say, so Dr. Sab told him, where is the flame? So I think that is what is there.
You are raising a question and you are yourself answered that. Where is the flame? If the flame is there, then things will work out. And as far as yamas are concerned, somehow we have this wrong notion that जब तक हम अहिंसा में एस्टैब्लिश नहीं हो जाएंगे आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएंगे. तो अहिंसा में मास्टरी होना तो बहुत आगे की बात है. इसमें से बहुत सारे लोग जो जिंदगी भर काम कर रहे हैं वो भी अहिंसा में अभी तक मास्टरी हुए नहीं. कोई एक्सेप्शन ही हो पाता है. The what is important is the effort which is put. If the aim is there, if the goal is clear, if we are sincerely putting the effort, the transformation will definitely be there. And we cannot claim that हाँ अभी ये मतलब उसमें ये स्टेज नहीं आगे कि I become perfect in अहिंसा. बड़े बड़े तपस्वी जो साधु लोग थे वो लोगों को भी गुस्सा आ जाता था, which is one of the reason for हिंसा. क्रोध लोभ मोह पूर्व का जो हिंसा होती है वो लोभ क्रोध मोह से होती है. तो ये बोलना कि मेरा लोभ क्रोध मोह पूरा नष्ट हो गया है, it will be a big claim. Nobody can do that. So we will not see that once I am only at the first step because I have not mastered the ahimsa. It is not like that. Progress is all round. In small measures, if we are succeeding in removing hinsa from our mind, and we are becoming little less violent, and we are becoming more non-violent and more peaceful, more positive, more karunamay, more friendly, all those are signs of progress. So one should not, keep a very high aim, and because I am not reached there, I am totally unsuccessful. There are many areas of success in life which you are overlooking when you are claiming this. You have to also see in many areas where the success is there, where the improvement is there, be it physical improvement, mental improvement, relationship improvement, emotional improvement. That is the one who's practicing Ashtanga Yoga, the one who's practicing yoga sincerely, he cannot escape this transformation, this change. And this positive change is 100% going to be there in small measures or big measures, according to one's clarity, according to one's effort. That is what I can say from personal experience. So it is not right to denounce oneself and say that I have not succeeded. Because we are negating the success part. We are only focusing on the negative part. That should not be the case. If the flame is there, the success is bound to be there. Okay, we leave it here.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends, and
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Falguni, just one request.
Yes.
This link, if we don't join it from the cell phone,
Yeah.
then we need both those. And also a suggestion that, somebody who has a Zoom account should float the link, because then the link doesn't get cut.
Yes, प्रियमवदा जी हमने ऐसे ही डिसाइड किया था, but sir ने actually
Today there was a problem. That's
yeah.
why. Otherwise, it was from the Zoom only, which was not for 40 minutes, but it was for more than one and a half hour.
वो हमारी धारणा टूट गई है
Today it happened.
बीच
वो
में.
हम लोग स्टार्टिंग का भी मिस कर गए, इतना
नहीं
struggle कर
नहीं
रहे थे।
एक्चुअली आज क्या हुआ कि सर ने जिनका लिंक लिया था वो ओपन नहीं हुआ. मैंने अमील अखानी का जिनका लिंक है उनको कॉल किया, शी डिडंट पिक अप द फोन. अपना टाइम हो गया था, एवरीबॉडी वाज जॉइनिंग, तो मैंने डायरेक्टली वो फ्री वाला अकाउंट से पहले लिंक लेके सबको ग्रुप में भेजा कि एटलीस्ट वी विल स्टार्ट द क्लास. वो कट हुआ, मैंने चैट में मैसेज डाला कि दैट दिस इज गोइंग टू एंड, सो वी विल रीजॉइन नाउ. Then again I called up Ami ji, and so next वही सर को मैंने बोला नेक्स्ट टाइम से हम we'll follow only one link, we will manage this. तो सर को ये टेंशन, सर ने बोला कि मैं करता हूँ ये टाइम, आई विल लर्न, तो इसलिए सर कर रहे थे, बट कर लेंगे हम नेक्स्ट टाइम ऑनवर्ड्स, नहीं प्रॉब्लम होगा, डोंट वरी।
ये धारणा में फेल हो गया है।
नहीं नहीं, वो थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो फिर ज्ञान तक जाएंगे।
Today, initially, I was stuck up in rain. That's why I could not pick up your calls. As soon as
वो
I
भी
reached,
2 मिनट का ही फर्क पड़ा, मैंने
हाँ,
लिंक
वही।
डाला, एवरीबॉडी जॉइंड एंड देन यू इमीडिएटली कॉल्ड अप। वो 2 मिनट के फर्क में फिर मैंने बोला चलो अभी सर यहाँ चालू करने शुरू कर दिया है तो लेट इट बी, नॉट एन इश्यू,
yeah.
विल कीप इन माइंड। वो तभी क्या हुआ, बिकॉज मैंने नया किया ना, मुझे वो पासवर्ड कुछ आ नहीं रहा था, एवरीबडी वाज कॉलिंग मी, तो आई वाज, मैं सबको एडमिट भी कर रही थी, म्यूट भी कर रही थी, लिंक भी भेज रही थी, तो इतना सारा चल रहा था एक्चुअली।